Dr. Reggie in the room, got the chalk and the flame. Young scholars in the game, and we coming for the name. King J with the vision, hard win in the frame. Immortal dragon, breathing wisdom. We don't circle, we engrave. Bobby Banger in the building, heavy steps, loud truth. Every line cut clean like a blade in the booth. We were built from the pressure, from the weight and the doubt. Now the whole squad rise when the bass knocks out. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth hits the track, we attack on track. Waging war on the regurgitators, recycled lines. They be dragging no ghosts through the same tired rhymes. We bring fresh ink, sharp focus and the patient grind. Every bar got the backbone, every hook got a spine. Die homie in the distance, we respect the old crown. But we write our own chapter, we don't copy the sound. Melancholy in the blood, still we stand upright. Cause the heaviest hearts make the brightest night. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth is the track, we attack on track. Say my name like a banner, let it ride through the air. Dr. Reggie and the scholars built from struggle, didn't care. King J, hard win, Bobby Banger in the light. Immortal dragon with us and we won't lose the fight. Dr. Reggie in the room, got the chalk and the flame. Young scholars in the game, and we coming for the name. King J with the vision, hard win in the frame. Immortal dragon, breathing wisdom. We don't circle, we engrave. Bobby Banger in the building, heavy steps, loud truth. Every line cut clean like a blade in the booth. We were built from the pressure, from the weight and the doubt. Now the whole squad rise when the bass knocks out. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth hits the track, we attack on track. Waging war on the regurgitators, recycled lines. They be dragging no ghosts through the same tired rhymes. We bring fresh ink, sharp focus and the patient grind. Every bar got the backbone, every hook got a spine. Die homie in the distance, we respect the old crown. But we write our own chapter, we don't copy the sound. Melancholy in the blood, still we stand upright. Cause the heaviest hearts make the brightest night. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth is the track, we attack on track. Say my name like a banner, let it ride through the air. Dr. Reggie and the scholars built from struggle, didn't care. King J, hard win, Bobby Banger in the light. Immortal dragon with us and we won't lose the fight. Dr. Reggie in the room, got the chalk and the flame. Young scholars in the game, and we coming for the name. King J with the vision, hard win in the frame. Immortal dragon, breathing wisdom. We don't circle, we engrave. Bobby Banger in the building, heavy steps, loud truth. Every line cut clean like a blade in the booth. We were built from the pressure, from the weight and the doubt. Now the whole squad rise when the bass knocks out. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide.
Peace to the family. This is your brother Reggie. Let me put myself on the big screen for a second. All right. Salute to the young scholars. We got a lot of young, sharp minds up here, not regurgitating, taking great notes. And I just want to salute. Definitely, I want to salute Harwin. I definitely want to salute Immortal Dragon, man, one of the best note takers, man. It don't matter who messes up, right? Immortal Dragon got it down. let's say definitely Shay. Shay just be knocking out these shows. King J, uh, man, King J got a vision. We gonna push King J to the top, right? We got a lot of good young people who are not regurgitating, challenging, not regurgitating. If I ask Harwin to read something, Harwin going to read it. He's not going to fake the funk. He's not going to babble. And if I ask King J to read something in the Meta Necha, he's not going to fake the funk. He's not going to regurgitate. He's going to read it straight, right? That's, man, Immortal Dragon is there taking all the notes, man. Shay, man, Shay, if he finds something is wrong, man, he's going to put up a show in a second and cover it, man. So salute to these young dudes that I'm pushing up. I'm saluting them. I know it's hard. It's hard for y'all, but check this out. It's hard for me, right? Now, you know, I got to mix my words, right? I got to mix my words. I can't say nothing, not here, but I can say something. I'm going to say something. I just can't say it right here, right? I can't make no criticisms on the big show. But Brother Reggie is tight, right? But I'm going to keep producing good content, right? I'm going to clear my name. I'm going to get my name back up. And I'm just going to do it with the way I do it, right? So if you ever see me live in a debate, you know I stand 10 toes down. I don't play, right? The story could be written another way, but I don't play, right? Today, what we're going to do is we're going to cover, believe it or not, on the big screen, on the YouTube, right? They're discussing and they're saying, wow, they've never said this before. This is the face of Europe's first incredibly preserved 40,000-year-old ancestor. Huh? Huh? Let me put that on the screen. Let me put this on the screen, y'all. They're saying that this is the face of Europe's first incredibly preserved 40,000-year-old ancestor. Let's go through some things of it, and let me just talk for a second. I'm going to get to the chat in a second, but let me and Unearthed History, give them a follow. Archaeology Documentaries, they got 298,000 subscribers, right? For this show that they released on June 21st, 2026, they got 51,000 views, right? Okay, so now, wow, if we said this, if Dr. Cheikh Diop said this, there'll be a problem. But in 2026, this is coming out. Now, what are the implications of this, right? The implications of this is that some of the stories, the Yaqub story, the Noah Hamad biblical story, some of the not out of Africa stories, they go away. They go away, right? So let me just click through this for a second, and then just let me just click through this for a second, and then I'm gonna get to what I want to say about it. I'm gonna continue my dialogue on this. Okay, so they do it big. They do documentaries, right? They go to the cave where they found it. They show the people that found these remains, right? shift through it. Oh, wow. There she goes. She is doing the story. Shout out to her. This is the skull. Where am I? Did I? Yeah, I'm frozen. This is the skull. This is the skull, right? And from this skull, right? Boom. Where is it? From this skull, they do archaeological reconstruction of a kind of shift shaping face of a melanated human being that walked the earth 40,000 years in Europe. Oh my, right? They're putting this out there. And then they go on a plane and they go through the places where these people lived. Oh my, Turkey, Göbekli Tepe, Syria, right? They go on the road. Let's see, I'm sorry. They do it big, documentary style. Wow. Wow. They tell the story. They connect the dots. The All Pseudo Judo is going to have to deal with this, right? All the stuff that we've been talking about, how skin changes because of climate, because of lack of vitamin D deficiency, uh, issues with childbirth, uh, farming, that's Ank's work, right? They got the skulls. They're in Max Planck Institute. They're in Max Planck Institute. They have a skeleton. You know the skeleton that we talk about, Lucy? Uh-huh. They put together a skeleton of humans in Europe 40,000 years ago. Wow. In places that we didn't think that Africans were. Some people think that there was two streams. There's Homo sapiens sapien, and there's some uh, Europeans that emerged from Neanderthals directly, right? Without these people admixing with these with groups of people or uh, uh, humans that have hybrid Neanderthal, right? Which we find in Israel, right? These brown, see how they do it? Brown, dark, and light people in the plains of Europe, in the Caucasus. Where are we at now? Let me just skip through. Oh man, I'm gonna play some of the audio of it, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, so that's why I am giving you the information. And somebody said that I'm not a researcher. Not just somebody, several people say that Brother Reggie's not a researcher. Brother Reggie make mistakes, right? They say all of these things to hide other things. But the fact of the matter is, Brother Reggie is bringing this to you for content so that y'all have the content so that y'all could work on it. Mibs, some of these biblical stories, challenge some of these African American Islamic stories, challenge the Aboriginals, challenge all of those topics that have come up in the past with what they're putting out now. Now, interesting, they don't have a study, one study to make this point. Wow. But in the YouTube world, sometimes in the debate world, you have to have a direct source with a page. Now I heard that. I heard that now, that we have to be better than documentaries. I don't see no sources. I see them at places, but I heard now that if you present information, you have to have sources with page numbers and stuff like that. I heard that. That's interesting. I thought it was about getting out the information. That's what I thought. I didn't know that there's some change. So let's get into this. So what do I want to say about this? Let me just talk about this. Oh no, let me just see the chat. Let's see the chat. Okay, who's on here? I see Omoto Dragon Review. Sent you my email. Peace to you. You are unbiased. If Brother Reggie messes up, Immortal Dragon Review is going to say, "Well, this is what he said, word for word, and you need to analyze this. I'm going to make sure that this is what I took notes of, what he said, what he did not say, right, and what other people said, and Immortal Dragon is going to bring you a unbiased review, right? Shout out to you. I'm noticing you. If I'm noticing you, that's important, right? That's really important on these pages. If I'm noticing you, right? I've seen you on a lot of different sites, and I've been just noticing your critical analysis. BKNY Royalty, peace to you. Thank you for your support. It says, I hope Black people in America are not trying to claim this fossil who is genetically not related to none of us. What do you mean by that? Let me just read your grammar. I hope Black people in America are not trying to claim this fossil who is genetically not related to none of us. Wow. There's a human story that puts a group of people who migrated out of Africa, and all human beings are related to those Africans, and they stepped into Europe. And Europeans are connected by DNA to this group of people. So the human story is that mitochondria, Eve, right? There is a atom, right, in DNA. So I think you're a little pseudo. I think that you're a little pseudo. And if you don't like it, if your issue is this is the game, you may accept the video, but you won't accept the fact that Africans are the parents of all people, and we are all connected. You won't accept. And then you want to say the Black Americans who come from Africa, largely directly from Africa, that we are not related to the Africans that walked out of Africa. Man, your time is up, bro. Because you know what? You don't have the data, right? You don't have the data. What else is going on? But get your points together, right? Reggie's from New York. Reggie's a Knick fan. Freezing has nothing to do with me. The Grimaldi man, well, the Grimaldi man largely was popularized by Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop. Dr. Diop was talking about this in 1956. This is 2026. So Dr. Diop was theorizing. He had theories. Now we have modern data that's showing that there is a lot of what Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop said. But if you want to stay in 1956, you can stay in 1956. Elijah was right. Daddy Supernova. You're talking about Elijah Muhammad? Or you're talking about Master Fard Muhammad? Or you're talking about Noble Drew Ali? Who are you talking to? Right? Because Noble Drew Ali, who they were all affiliated with, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, since you want to just stop at Elijah, right? He talks about the Asiatic black man, and old man Kush was the first inhabitant of Africa. He did it the other way. So I think that you got that a little wrong, and you missed some people, right? You say we said this a long time ago. Who's we? Who's we? See what else in chat. Okay, Wolfman is on fire, boy. He got a lot to say. So many of us have been saying this, and they had to. Okay. My point is, as you can see, there's a documentary out, right? So it don't matter sometimes what we say. It's what happens in this time period that we can analyze. Just because we say something, some things we say right, some things that we say wrong, but there wasn't a Max Planck Institute when you, with the we in air quotes. Wow. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, we got a lot of big words here. Australopithecus, Anamensis, and Atrapithecus ramidus. Were they in Europe? Okay, now we got some, there were Kushites in Asia probably 60,000 years ago, the Khoisan. Eurasia, because it's just not Asia. And yes, that's a fact. And you see, I have a Khoisan on the screen. These are probably the people that walked out of Africa. They could have walked through the Red Sea, right, across to Saudi. They could have walked across from the Levant. They and other groups may have certainly walked through from the Strait of Gibraltar, right? Now we go back too far, right? Now we adding other stuff, Deknesh. We are adding Deknesh, right? Deknesh was not a Homo sapien sapien. Man, that's why I need Uncle Keck. I need the help of King J and definitely Ashe. Oh, the song on the Young Scholars that was done by our brother, teacher, elder Nana Asudu. Nana Asudo gifted me the track because he's been watching, and he uses his musical mind as well as his cultural understanding to connect the dots. And so he noticed what I was saying about highlighting young scholars, right? Young thinkers that are showing up, right? And so he helped me do that for you to help connect the dots. There's some other ones, some of them are just not there yet, right? And then we have a whole group of people, I think they're in their 40s and 50s. I think they call themselves the Dahomey Squad. I think that these young scholars will eat them alive, right? I think that they will eat them alive. I think that those groups of people are the regurgitators, right? I think they are. And I think that they are not going to last too long. Pan-African Designs in apparel is watching. So I know Pan-African Designs in apparel was just watching. He's one of the people to say, this is what I was saying, Brother Reggie. This is what I was saying. The problem is now it's on the big screen. So while we're here, so let me just talk my talk. Let's just talk my talk. I'm going to tell you what I heard from this video. So let me just start. Okay. It's a documentary analysis, right? So it's light on sources directly. But, on YouTube now and Black News 102, we source experts. We got a professor who's a source expert who tells us what we can source. So I see that scholarship is moving, that they can include sources when they need to, but in this point, they're telling the story. So can we tell the story first, the narrative? So let's talk about the narrative. How skin color changed after Africans left the, let me see if I could put myself on the screen. See if I can do this. Yeah. Okay. So what is the narrative that we're talking about? So you can see a little bit of me. Maybe I'll make myself a little smaller. Can I make myself a little smaller? Yeah. Okay. Because, people like to be up in Brother Reggie's nose. How skin color changed after Africans left Africa. Ancestral dark skin in Africa. This program that we're looking at begins from the premise that our species arose in Africa and that the early Homo sapiens had dark skin functioning as a protective against intense tropical sunlight. Dark melanin-rich skin is presented as the ancestral condition of the children of Africa, not a derivative feature of any later group. Out of Africa and the first Europeans. This documentary that I'm showing states that everyone outside of Africa descends from one small group that left the continent about 70,000 years ago. Some descendants moved north through the Middle East towards modern Turkey and into Europe, evidenced by artifacts like shell beads at Ukazila, that's 40,000 years, and the early modern human skull from Pestarura, Cu Ose in Romania, that's 40,000 years. A forensic reconstruction of the Ose skull yields a face described as in, air quotes, in flux, not distinctively African, Asian, or European. But the narrator emphasizes that these first Europeans were very likely quite dark-skinned, reflecting their recent origin in more tropical regions. Okay, let me see what the chat is talking about. This is exciting because they put money into this documentary. And it's exciting is because it's a big channel and it's going to lots of people and it's slowly seeding information into popular culture that most people would not watch because they would call it Blackology. See what people are saying. The Twa and the Khoisan have been around 300 to 500,000 years. Okay, Wolfman Lou, my brother, I know you. That's cool, but we are dealing with Africans or humans that have left Africa into Europe. Or you saying that you're saying that what you're saying is not necessarily totally incorrect, but the issue is, do we have evidence? Do we have evidence that a What evidence do we have 40,000 years ago? And even if we have the evidence, can we directly link it to the Khoisan, right? Um, but what they're doing is they're linking a fossil that they have and they reconstructed it to a Homo sapien influx that they have seemingly detected melanin in, so that they could make the determination that these Europeans, these early Europeans, were people of color. Even though many of us will say, well, we know that, the fact of the matter is, yes, there are books, there's DNA, but it's not in popular culture. This goes to popular culture. Some of you are know-it-alls. I'm not saying you are Wolfman Lou, but I'm saying that some of you are know-it-all. You got it all in your head, and you don't know how to disseminate the information. Brother Reggie, who they say have said some bad things about me, Brother Reggie is a thought leader, and I know some of the things that may need to be disseminated. What's going on with Daddy Supernova? I met the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I never spending time in the Moorish Science Temple. Yeah, well, Elijah Muhammad apparently spent time in the Moorish Science Temple of Noble Drew Ali, and it's possible that Master Fard Muhammad did. There's a documentary out here on Master Fard's son, who seemingly passed away. He died. There's all these issues about whether or not he was, Master Fard Muhammad was a real person or who he was. So research helps you with that. What's going on here? Oh, Bondor, thank you so much. You can buy me lunch. Lunch money is a big thing. I heard people putting up lunch money memes. I can't talk anymore about that. Y'all probably know why, right? I can't say nothing about what somebody does to me. I gotta let that go. Okay. But if at some time during the show, if it's possible that you appreciate what I'm saying, you can give me lunch money. I appreciate that. So let me just go to the bottom of the chat just to see if there's anything. Okay, so odds video, Brother Reg, I'm curious, why is this info important to us in 2026? Wow. Last time I turned around, African people first in America are being dehumanized, hung. I heard that young black men are being drowned by just by glancing over at a neighbor's who happens to be European, their children. There's a story on that. I heard that there is another young black man who had surrounded himself with white friends or Caucasian friends, and he comes up dead, right? I think that information helps us decide who we want to be around and who we don't want to be around and what potentially can happen to us. Unless you live in a world where you don't have to care about your children going to school to get great professions, but the school happens to be all European and your child comes up dead, right? Almost like a fraternity sacrifice, right? It helps you to navigate this world. But if you think that this world is, balanced, just look at the White House. How many black uh, now how many black you have Rubio, I don't know what Rubio is, but how many people, how many African Americans is part of this administration? But no, everything is cool. Everything is cool. Yeah, send me an email, Wolfman. man, Lou, my man. Um, right? So there's all these excuses and things like that. Nothing ties together, right? Nothing is connected, right? Or you're African American, or you an African Caribbean. Uh, do you? So let me just go on. I'm wasting too much time with you, right? So I was dealing with out of Africa and the first Europeans. Let me just do that again. This document states that everyone outside of Africa descends from one small group that left the continent about 70,000 years ago. Some descendants moved north through the Middle East toward modern Turkey and into Europe, evidenced by artifacts like shell beads, right? At Ukhazile, 42,000 years ago, and the early modern human skull from Romania, 40,000 years, is what we're talking about. Forensic reconstruction of the Osei skull used a face described as in flux, not distinctively African, Asian, or European, but the narrator emphasizes that these first Europeans were very likely quite dark skinned, reflecting their recent origins in more tropical regions. What are we talking about here? We're talking about a face that's in flux that they are trying to say uh, could be the face of Europe, the Middle East, uh, Asia, and maybe the face of people in Oceania, right? And that facial distinction, along with the changing of skin color, produces the groups of people that we see in Europe. Okay, let's continue. As the African derived, as these African derived populations settled in Europe, they encountered much colder climates and weaker sunlight than in their ancestral homelands. I think a lot of scholars have actually said that, and other scholars have put in, or thinkers have, or religious people have put in other type of origin stories. Some people believe that, believe it or not, humans came from North America and they populated the globe. Some people that I've heard on these channels say that. Well, this film highlights that it was vitamin D, that vitamin D is synthesized in the skin and in the presence of sunlight, and that dark skin, while protective in the tropics, blocks most of the ultraviolet radiation necessary for vitamin D production. In Europe's latitudes with reduced UV, this creates a potential mismatch. A pigmentation that once conferred advantage now impedes adequate vitamin D synthesis. Rickets obstructed childbirth and natural selection. To illustrate the consequence of this mismatch, change the slide. The documentary on the big screen that's now going public presents skeletons of patients with rickets, showing curved leg bones, deformed chest, and most importantly, a female pelvis whose inlet had collapsed so severely that the baby's head could not pass through. The narrator explains that vitamin D deficiency can be life threatening, not only by weakening bones and impairing mobility and breathing, but also by preventing natural childbirth. Okay. Within this framework, let me just check the chat because you know the chat be going crazy, right? I don't mind when the chat goes crazy or information, right? I don't mind. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Very interesting. Yes, I've seen images of, okay, that's Elijah Muhammad. Okay, great. Um, okay, what else do we have here? I know I don't get a lot of views because it's not today the drama. Okay, Kemet was never white. Oh, Wolfman Lou. Um, I need a definition or some uh, information from you about Kemet, even though we're not talking about Kemet. We could be talking about the Nui Rat man, right? Who seems to have some Levantian. Oh man, I gotta be careful. Pan African James is gonna tear me up. At least some deep Levantian connections that those people were of the Nile were moving around, and traces of out of Africa could be found in them, right? Then there's the sometimes the data skewed because the Natufian groups have origins in Africa, and that sometimes the tools don't necessarily track exactly who these people are when they put it under DNA scrutiny. As the tools get better, we will know more. Um, this Kemet, brushing your teeth with Kemet, when people, if I showed it to you on the walls, you probably, not you, Wolfman Lou, but others couldn't even read it, just like Hotep. We find that some of the people who you rely on have terrible metanetra skills. Visa, how you doing, my good brother? Peace to you. So the show is dealing with a 40,000-year-old find in Europe that they're saying that this is the face of early Europeans. Now we know the Cheddar Man. We've heard the Cheddar Man, and that's in another period. This is in the period of Homo sapiens sapien, right? So this is interesting that they're putting this out now on the big screen so that people that look like these women can watch and learn, right? Our populations have to track the information and connect it with the scholarly connection information that was already there. Amin Ra McCarthy, the white man is allergic to the sun. Wow. Um, how allergic? Uh, how allergic? The sun. Uh, how can I say? Humans have adapted, maybe put on more clothing, or the sun wasn't as so bright in the places, coupled with the vitamin D deficiency, uh, other things, bottlenecks and things like that. Africans on the continent, of course, dark skin is a mutation. Um, Browner to kind of dark skin was dependent on the climate. Black people do get skin cancer, not as much, but black people do get skin cancer. Um, let's see what else is going on before I move on. Let me see what my brother Immortal Dragon Review says. So the darker skin was not beneficial that far north because they could not absorb vitamin D. Did I hear that right? You heard that right. Um, that's what the study is saying, that the absorption of vitamin D, the the lack of uh, absorbing vitamin D led to uh, the need, or the not the need, but for skin changes. I'm going to get into the skin changes in a second. Um, so you have humans with diversity. Uh, you have the Khoisan people weren't dark, by the way. So, and where they were very, very south of Africa, uh, was different than around the equator. Um, they had more sun than in Europe, but in Europe, different changes happened evolutionary wise, dealing with nose and mouth uh, because of climate, um, uh, other, how can I say, uh, issues with disease resistance uh, changed in Europe because of the climate. Um, but then there were diseases that were in Europe that Africa had never seen until later periods. And so we know there were, of course, um, diseases and bacteria that almost devastated the Native Americans. They had their immune system was not could not fight off any of those skin to skin type of uh, ailments, nor the carrying of diseases through rodents and other issues that the Europeans brought into rodents that were introduced into Africa, introduced into largely into North and South America, that that came in contact with humans, that those humans had never been in contact with those type of diseases. Okay, so I think I got everything. I didn't get all the chats, but let me just see. Final boss, African all people DNA comes from Africa. Natufians mutated outside of Africa. They're no longer African, right? And we're talking about geography. Some people are talking about African as African is a race, right? Uh, Sometimes we're talking about geography, and sometimes we're talking about particular groups of human beings that we can track through clines, right? Not all Natufian men had E1B1A. Not even a majority of them had that. Okay, we got some thinkers here. Okay, Mikhail, the 100% Caucasian without sunscreen, couldn't live with 8 hours or more direct sun in the hot temps. They would be crispy in weeks. Um, yeah, taking off your shirt in Africa, uh, and you are not evolutionary. Let me see. Uh, you don't have the evolution. Taking off your shirt and you're from Europe would be really devastating. But Africans taking off their shirt in Europe during the cold seasons would be decimated, right? And we have lots of different evidence of African people being trafficked to Europe during the different slave trades. The let's say let me just look for the word through the Zanzibar Ottoman slave trade going into those areas. Africans weren't equipped and died rapidly in those climates. It didn't matter what clothing that they had. So it goes vice versa because it's an evolutionary type of thing. Let's just get back to some of the things that I want to talk about. Okay. I was talking about rickets, obstructed childbirth, and natural selection. And I talked about the vitamin D deficiency can be life-threatening, not only by weakening bones and impairing mobility and breathing, but also by preventing natural childbirth. Within this framework, the program that is on the screen, I'll just change the graphic. Let's change the graphic. Got some hands here. Let's see, right here. Experts. Let's get to something that I can settle on. What are we talking about here? Okay. So this show, I want y'all to use Use uh, because it's becoming popular, use it to kind of mesh with things that we already know so that we can cite this, argue against some things, um, use it as a tool. Use it as a tool. Yes, this man in the Sudan would not last too long. Even Arab populations have to cover up. Um, Even today, you see them largely wearing black because black keeps in the moisture. They don't wear white because then they would dry up. And these are Arab populations, Arab origin population. I have a nice show coming up, family. Do you know that they have sequenced the uh, North African DNA? They have sequenced it, and wow, the, they stopped short of the ancient connections. So they sequenced the Arab DNA in or the North African DNA, and they found largely that it comes from uh, out of Africa, right? Not in Africa, but they stopped short because of politics of doing anything ancient. So nice. So some of the things what they're trying to say is that you see the early art. Well, they're trying to kind of propose that these types of cognitive art are from these groups of people. Okay, so let me just finish. I'm not going to be on long. I just want to add this to our work. So let's go to, okay. Ice Age bottlenecks in southern refugia, right? This document that I'm showing situates the selection process against the backdrop of the last glacial maximum. It describes how ice sheets rendered much of Europe uninhabitable, forcing human groups into southern refugia, valleys and cave-rich landscapes where microclimates permitted, that's a word that we need to use, microclimates permitted continued occupation. So remember that word, microclimates. It further notes that nearly two-thirds of modern Europeans can trace lineages back to these southern refugees. Small and isolated populations under climatic stress creates precisely the condition where strong selection on traits like pigmentation can act quickly, especially when linked to survival and reproduction through vitamin D and op- obstetrics. Obstetrics deals with labor and childbirth and things like that, if you don't know the word. Okay, so where am I at now? So, okay, then they kind of bring in Gobekli Tepe for some particular reason. They kind of trying to overreach, but they can overreach. Not in a debate. We can't overreach. No, no, no. We have to, at least the person, oh man, I can't even say it, bro. Let me just move on, right? Okay, so now what, okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to just go through pieces of it. This is, let me put up the banner because I don't want this to be striped. So let's just put up the one assigned that is banners about copyright disclaimers. Let's just do that. And before I do that, let me just check the chat one more time and see where we are. Uh, yep, it's the one and only Johnny Storms. It's the one and only Brother Reggie in the flesh, right? I live, post debate. Brother Reggie is here on fire, right? Brother Reggie has got wings. Brother Reggie is strong. Brother Reggie is not defeated. Um, I can't really mention the debate, but Brother Reggie did his thing. So, yeah, it's Johnny Storm. Johnny Storms is Brother Reggie. Um, wow, I might get in trouble for putting that up, right? Because there's a video out there where somebody puts my debate under a microscope, and they got 8,000 views, and most of you didn't see the debate. So he puts my I gotta stop. I'm gonna get in trouble, right? I'm under, what do you call it? Let me just deal with this delicately. Uh, Nobody can know that Brother Reggie did his thing in a debate. That has to be wiped out of history. Nobody, nobody. I can't talk about it, but I know that there's a video out there, with 8,000 views, right, telling a story about what happened in the debate, checking all my sources, and but not looking at that person's work, or not even looking at my points. But I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. I don't even think the video is ever going to be seen again. You just have to, it's just mythology. Now it's just mythology. Right? Because now somebody gets to tell a story. But Brother Reggie, I have a channel called Africa Online TV. Africa Online TV is my channel where I can tell the story. But on this big screen, uh, look, there is a narrative that's going out. But anybody that knows Brother Reggie knows that I research and find important things to talk about. But shh, can't talk about it. Only, man, I can't. I'm gonna talk about it on my channel. I can't talk about it here. But okay, so this is where we at, family. So let me, do you want me to open up the lines now, or do you want me to play part of the video? Because certainly I'm telling you where the video is, so that the video is this. Where's the video? It's called The Face. This is the face of Europe's first incredibly preserved 40,000-year-old ancestor. That's the name of it. And so, should I play a little bit of it, or should I open up the lines? I'm not going to be here I'm not going to be here for long. So, what do y'all want me to do? Play a little bit of it to tease you to watch it, or do you want me to just open up the lines so we can talk about it? What do y'all want me to do? Okay. What do y'all want me to do? Yes is what? Open up the lines? Or do you want me to play a little bit of it? You know what? I'm going to play a little bit of it. So let's go play a little bit of it. Okay, so let's start with the opening. Okay. Oh, no. Music, can't do that. The surprising story of how Europeans turned white. Did y'all hear that? The surprising story. We're not saying it. They're saying, okay.
Populate the world.
Let's see what's going on. Because I can't play too much of it because of strikes and stuff like that. Let's see what she got to say here.
Capital Bucharest. Place. Ever since I first heard what was found here, Because just a few years ago, exciting
Wow.
discovery.
Wow. The most perfectly preserved remains of someone who they say is the face and the ancestor of modern Europeans, right here. Let's see. She's in the, oh man, they put some money here. This is what we can't do yet. Man, one day we're gonna get Anka Cat. We're gonna get Anka Cat in a cave in Southern Africa, right? But she's in the water. They doing this big. Okay.
You must have been excited when you got that date.
I remember everybody was excited. The oldest human was here, and Romania was...
The oldest human was in Romania. Is what that oldest human looked like, and that's the skull. Where we at?
And we can be absolutely sure that this is a modern human.
This go here, see if I can put me in another way. Let's do this. Where's this? This list of controls. Okay, where are we at? Nope, here. Where is it? How come it's not working for me? Okay, sorry about that. I'll get it. That's pretty much what I can do right now. So there is the skull. I wanted to make it a little bit. See if I can do it this way. Nope. Sorry, family. Controls are not working for me. I don't want to do a custom layout. Let's try this. Put my face back on. There. Wow. Modern ancestor in Romania, 40,000 years. And somehow they put a color to it. Interesting. What do we got here? Let's go. They put a color to it.
So this is Wasso.
This is Wasso.
Oh, wow. Wow. Could you believe it? In 2026, they're not hiding it anymore? Right? In 2026? Wow. We're not in this, we are in the study as the model, but they're excited. They're not burying it into a crate. They're not burning it. They're not doing all of the things that they used to do. They are appreciating science. Wow. This is like,
at the end of the day, you know, they're only just arriving in Europe. They're coming from much more tropical places. So I think, you know, we may be looking at something which is actually quite lifelike.
We're not too far.
wow. I've never heard them talk like this before. I've heard people from Max Planck talk about it. I've heard our scholars talk about it. And I've read some great European works on it, but you have to kind of know who these experts are. So what's going on here?
No.
Wow. Wow. European. Yeah. What is she holding in her
Ancestors.
hand? Beads and jewelry from these people. Interesting. Where did they get it from? They're going through Europe. Where are they at now? Oh,
And some scientists have felt moved to name her Europa, because in one sense, hers is the founding lineage of Europe.
Europe now, Europa has a whole nother dimension, it changed in 2026.
Flows through capital cities like Budapest and Vienna, but 40,000 years ago, it would have been a gateway to a whole new world. I'm going to follow our ancestors up.
Our ancestors. Wow. Our ancestors.
Another species of human had called Europe home.
Who's that species of human?
Walking along in the street.
Okay, so now we get into what they're talking about with the skeleton.
Big brains, the Neanderthals may have had another advantage.
Right, but they're not talking about the Neanderthals per se because they're there, but they're talking about Homo sapiens sapiens and what they look like. What did Homo sapiens sapiens look like? Oh, they were brown. They were dark. It's not the Neanderthals that became the Homo sapiens sapiens. It's that the African who were Homo sapiens sapiens left Africa into these places.
Some of them even had bigger brains than modern humans. On the face of it, then.
Still talking about those.
For the same kind of tasks, mostly cutting tasks. So,
okay, we need Uncle Cat to start talking about in Africa. Those tools actually became a industry.
But this doesn't really answer my question. After all, what use is a flute against a Neanderthal?
Okay, they're talking about weapons, Neanderthals, human interaction, human species interactions, Homo sapiens sapien versus Neanderthal. And we have these groups of people. Wow. Wait, let me see what this is. We have these populations that are Neanderthals, and we have humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, and they're all brown.
And as we advanced, Neanderthals began to retreat.
The we are brown people with melanin, and the Neanderthals began to retreat. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a graphic like this. Usually all of them are the same color, and Homo sapiens sapiens are like the Neanderthals, even though the Neanderthals were darker. But they had been in Europe a long time ago, so they suffered through vitamin D and et cetera, et cetera. So by the time that these groups of people got there, these groups of people were probably much lighter. Wow. Did anybody ever see anything like this on TV?
Disappeared from the rest of Europe. The
Lighter. There's a cave. I'm gonna open up the lines. And so got to say, if you like what I'm doing, if you like where I'm going, support your brother Reggie. Let's see. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah. Wait 1 second. Support your brother Reggie. Buy me lunch. I'm gonna open up the lines. Support. Because with your support, it helps me continue. It helps me continue my work. Let me see, Brother Reggie, support Brother Reggie. It helps me continue my work. It also helps me author some of my work, because what happens is that it becomes part of our conversation, and people forget that I ever introduced it. And then other people turn around and say uh, terrible things that um, I'm nobody and there's somebody, right? And that becomes a lie. Some of the people that critique me, you can't find their content teaching anybody anything. You really can't, right? But they say, I teach that in my class. Well, they're not teaching it to you. I teach that in my classes, but they're not teaching it to you. Or other people say, oh, I already knew that, but they don't have a show teaching anybody what they know. It's all in their head. It's all in their head. Let me see. They have them displayed in museums, if you remember. This is a kind of a new find. Let me see. Israel Rising says, so I disagree. They called it a breakthrough when they showed Neanderthal as light-skinned, blue-eyed. Okay. Oh, before I open up the lines, let me just do this part. Let me just do this because let me just put this in to and I'll read it for you when I put it in. So let me just put this in for you. Give me a second. Okay, great. Because now Reggie doesn't source stuff. Reggie doesn't do any of the Reggie. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Sonetta will appreciate that. Thank you. Brother Reggie Cash App is here. This Brother Reggie Cash App, you can support me. This it's amazing. That supports the channel and we appreciate it. Brother Reggie will definitely appreciate any part of that. Meta, how you doing? Okay. But Brother Reggie will certainly appreciate anything. But Jacob Mullen, the channel thanks you. Okay, so let me just put this on. So let's just do this because Brother Reggie, he doesn't source well, and I didn't know that I had to source well, but that's a whole nother story. I can't talk about it. Shh. Okay, so let me. The article is Skin Color Doc. That is the transcript. So what I did is I took the transcript. I got the transcript of it, and then I basically ran it through ChatGPT. Okay, out of Africa, dispersal and European founding lineages, population genetics and geography studies of mitochondrial DNA, Y chromosome lineages, and autosomal markers support a model in which all non-African populations descended from a relatively small subset of Africans who left the continent around 70,000 years ago. Early European modern human archaeological and fossil works at sites such as Pastura cu Osse in Romania 40,000 years ago, and Ukgezili, Turkey, shell beads 42,000 years document early Homo sapiens presence in southern Eastern Europe and Anatolia, consistent with a northward dispersal route through the Near East. Vitamin D rickets, obstetrics, and selection on pigmentation. Kleiner and osteological studies of rickets, medical and anthropological research on vitamin D deficiency shows that chronic lack of vitamin D in childhood produces long bones, deformed rib cages, and crucially narrowed or collapsed pelvic inlets in females. These deformities can make vaginal birth impossible, increasing maternal and infant mortality. Evolutionary models of UV latitude and skin color evolution biology and human ecology literature links high melanin content to protective against intense tropical UV, while demonstrating that in high latitude regions where weaker UV, heavily pigmented skin can substantially reduce vitamin D synthesis, creating strong selection for lighter pigmentation. Late Ice Age demography and post Ice Age cultural transformations. Paleoclimate and refugia studies. The paleo environmental and genetic analysis support the concept of last glacial maximum refugia in southern Europe, from which many European lineages derive, which early 2/3 of modern Europeans tracing ancestry to those southern survivors. Early Holocene ritual and proto-agricultural sites. Excavations at Göbekli Tepe in southern Turkey revealed 12,000-year-old stone enclosures with T-shaped anthropomorphic pillars and animal reliefs interpreted as early purpose-built. The Göbekli Tepe stuff, I don't want to. I think that they're reaching there, and I did not source this. I pulled it from the article. You can source it yourself. The issues, but I just listed it there. What else do I want to say about this? Okay, Wolfman Loop, peace to you, my good brother. Okay, so with that said, I am going to wind down the show. Meta, okay, great. I'm going to wind down the show, and I'm going to open up the link. I'm going to say support Brother Reggie. There is my and my Zelle should be reggie.mabry@gmail.com, I think. And I'll open up the lines. And while I open up the lines, I'm going to thank anybody that gave me a cash app. So you are invited. My purpose today is to I'm gonna wait for it to unfreeze. Sorry about that. I had too many things open and I'm closing them right now. Okay. I don't have all the answers on this. My major part of it was to introduce you to the topic, and many of you can do some more research on it. Let's just see. Trying to invite you here. Where's the share link? Okay, I put the StreamYard there. Okay, so the stream is up there. I never got to the part where I was trying to thank anybody that gave me a donation. Let me just close this down. But anybody want to come in for a few minutes? The link is there. Tell me if you think this is important. Do you think it's regurgitation? What you think is not important? So what? I don't really have a big point of view. But it's important to me. It's important to me in that I've never seen a documentary where they are looking at. I've seen Cheddar Man and stuff, but Homo sapiens coming into that far into Europe looking like they look, I've not seen that. Oh, okay. Okay, here's Meta. 1 second. Meta, hold up. I'm waiting to this close. Yeah. Let's see what I got. I'm so sorry, Meta. Can you hear me? Meta, can
Yeah.
you hear me? Okay, so sorry about that. My
How am
virus.
I sounding?
You sounded fine. I'm so sorry, Meta. Can you hear me? Don't worry about that. That's my. Meta,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Okay, so sorry about that. My
How am I sounding?
okay. All right. So hey, Meta. What's going on?
Man, it's a few things, a few questions I would like to ask because um I was watching a movie and then I seen a documentary about white people with blue eyes, blonde hair, and it was stating that it was a form of incest. And I read up on it and think it was just a simple Wikipedia search, whatever. And then I wanted to get back into it to see, go deeper into it. And now it's not even on Wikipedia, but on Wikipedia it says if white hair, blue eye um, shares a common ancestor, you
Okay.
know,
Well,
and for out of Africa into Europe with the skin tone being changed by nature, lack of sunlight, do the DNA change as well? Because
evolution. Evolution.
yeah, but
Sometimes it's selective. It's uh, how can I say a child of a king is born, um, and or yeah, a child of a king or a king or is born, and then there is kind of like more selective breeding. Everybody wants to be like this lighter eyed, this brown, this green eyed, this blue eyed, and then that prince or that princess is selected. Certainly the prince, and they have multiple wives, concubines, and that is kind of highlighted. That happens in every culture, and then it's kind of spread through there. Then another king comes, and uh, uh, they want their child to and so then it becomes mixed populations, and then there are some climate things that might affect skin, it might affect eyes, where most of the population looks like that, or a mix of population. That's just evolution from a number of different factors that produce different groups of people. It's not always incest. It's a there are kind of like royal families in every culture that kind of uh, find themselves uh, kind of if I want to use the word breeding within families for royal blood purposes. That's happened all over, but then they find out that then the children now become deformed, and so smart populations always clan A doesn't uh, interact with clan B, but clan C, and so to keep down those type of things that they've noticed that occurs through generations. So clan A does not. That's clan exogamy. I think that Dr. Diop talked about that. But all these type of things, and then there's uh, birthmarks, and there are lots of other things that come about between admixture. I didn't want to use breeding. I want to use admixture. So that's the evolutionary story. But sometimes it's selected. It's a king, a prince, having multiple concubines. Uh, you know, and look, in the Arab populations, you've had, I think Al Mansour, he had something like 200 to 400 concubines, and he had uh, 8 to 900 children, or something like that, right? He wanted to reproduce himself. And then that happened in the slave trade, where you have, I think, a Portuguese trader. He now creates a whole family of slave traders mixed between Portuguese and Africans, and they're like mulattoes, and they become that's their mark, and they become the De Sousa family. Okay, so
See, but what I'm saying is, um, the recessive gene of blonde hair, blue eyes, it originated out of Africa. So if you take a blonde hair, blue eye, and green eye, um, brunette, well, basically, if you take a brunette, well, two blonde hair, blue eyes,
mhm.
will birth for blonde hair, blue eye.
Well, not always,
But look,
not
hold
always.
on, no. Listen. Why?
You got to give me a
Because
source. Not always, not always. No,
this
you
is
can,
this
no,
is
no.
this is this is where it stopped at, and I had to pick it back up because of situation was the mother and the father was blonde hair, blue eyes, but the child uh, had like green eye and like brunette. And
You're saying within Africa?
no, I'm talking about within Europe, the European.
Okay. Well,
So I'm talking about the father was not because for the simple fact that um the father wasn't the father because within the
you
two.
got to give me a study on that matter. So,
That's what I'm
can you?
saying. I had that. I'm talking about now they calling it a recessive gene. They have a common ancestor. A common
Right, but you're
ancestor.
making it too. You're making. What I'm not. I don't want to disagree. But what I'm just saying is variation. All
Okay,
it doesn't match just like that. Just because two parents have certain traits that their children will particularly always have those traits, because there's grandparents and great grandparents and other things within their lines. So it
but then
doesn't.
it go.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm just trying to say is, so what? Okay, so you're dealing with blonde hair, blue eyes, um,
Right.
and white skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain to me what happens in places in, uh, let's say, Oceania, Malaysia, right? Places like that,
It's a.
Australia, right?
Oh,
Right? Explain that.
that's where it comes in the form of incest
Uh, Well, remember what I
because
said.
it's because the common ancestor is us.
Okay, are you using or do you want to use do you want to use admixture? Because what I'm just trying to say is that I gave you a scenario where a prince has a particular uh, trade, and that he wants to reproduce himself, so he has lots of concubines. So that's not
Hmm.
incest.
But at the same time, it's he is not going to get that common ancestor trait dealing with all those different concubines. That's just like if we saying coming out of Africa, um, some form of the DNA should be in contact. So therefore, a Caucasian can have a black person, which they
Right,
can't.
but that's not. Is that is? Are you saying my problem is you're using this word? You use this word incest, and I'm using word admixture and selective admixture. And I think
That's
that
different. That's different.
okay, now you're gonna have to give me. You're gonna have to put in the chat, Meta, right? You're gonna have to
Hmm.
put for the audience. You're gonna have to put in uh, a uh, a source of what you're talking about.
See, that's what I'm saying. I was before I even start talking about it because you know I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. All
So you know
right.
what I'm saying? But when I did a just a Wikipedia uh check, it was saying incest. Now it's saying common ancestor. You
Okay.
know,
Well,
and I'm talking about this going back to what you was talking about, speaking about uh um the
hmm, well,
Neanderthals and the Homo sapiens and stuff like that.
okay. Well,
If
what
which
I was
one was
trying to
first?
say is what I my story was the simple fact that they have a 40,000 year old specimen that they put a face on, and it's surprisingly darker than what history has said. And so we're
Mm,
not dealing with blonde hair, blue eyes. But later, because of a number of different factors, that individual in those populations will become lighter because of vitamin D deficiency, because of maybe selective admixture, and that's happening in Europe. In other places, there's mixtures with other groups of people that might have had some denisovan or Homo florensis DNA, and then there are other factors. But the major part that I'm talking about in this particular video is that they have a 40,000-year-old specimen, um, and we have to test to see if it's pseudo that is darker, just like we have the Nuiwat in Egypt that uh, shows that North Africa was more darker in ancient times than they had let on, because they paint North Africa as being an Arab type population or lighter. So I my I like to see research. I understand that you're on your phone, but my topic is that whether it's pseudo or not, it could be a straight pseudo documentary, uh, and that's fine. But I wanted the public to see, and so that we could. Uh, it helps us. It helps us, or may it not help us, with theories of Yakub, theories of the Noah, things like that, right? So um, that's where we are. So I think Meta, the next time you come on, I'm on. Please find that, and then I'll stop whatever I'm doing, and I'll take a look at that.
yeah, most definitely, because like I was like I was telling you, it was, man. They scraped uh, Wikipedia, because I'm telling you for a fact that you could have looked it up and it'll just tell you flat
Yeah,
out.
looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. So I can only discuss what the audience can actually see. Uh,
No doubt. So,
community of
but
skeptics. Uh, yeah. What? Let me see what's happening. Community of skeptics is on. You need to watch Community of Skeptics. Ankh, as he deals. These are Ankh subjects, and Ankh and the pseudo killers would be the best to say whether or not this documentary is pseudo or add to it. One of the things is that certainly Ankh has always argued that populations that did farming uh, would most likely probably in Europe, that would contribute to as another factor of skin color changes. I would I There was something I left out because I wanted to talk about the gene the alleles, and I copied the wrong thing. Um, and I'm on my other computer, so I can't get back on to that computer until it clears up. But there are a lot of DNA of skin alleles. Let me just see if I can find that, just to be kind of thorough. But um, I think that matter if you have a source, you should go on Community of Skeptics and talk about that because and show a source, and then Unc is better qualified. This is not really my work. My purpose is to add it to our conversation. The mere fact that these people that this documentary exists. That's the thing that I was more excited about, to say that wow, they put this in public. And of course, we argue certainly about the blackologists, how they handle it. That the whole world is black, but so what? But so what? Is that in fact just because of skin color? Is that helping us? Is skin color helps us? Is there superpowers with skin color? No, I don't think there's superpower with skin color.
But do you think nature? Do you agree that nature, like when it feel like overwhelmed, or like say if it's too much dust in the air, or gunpowder, it is rain, or tornadoes,
Well, that's
unforgiven, like
what I
tsunamis and
think.
things like
What I'm not an expert, so what I think really doesn't matter. What matters is what the prevailing information is. Um,
because what you said what you said during your presentation, that the sun, uh, Caucasian people is allergic to sunlight.
I said that people in climates will have a variation in skin color based on the climate, and then also based on evolutionary factors. And I talked about vitamin D synthesis. I talked about rickets. I talked about obstetric risk, and then there is skin pigmentation genes that I didn't go into, but we have talked about the SLC 24A5, the SLC 45A2, the TYR, the OCA A2 slash HERC. All those things are in those populations. These are evolutionary DNA. How can I say DNA factors that humans that and there are certainly diseases, and there's other mutations like albinism, right? God Killer's on.
Mhm.
Sorry. Let me bring God Killer on for a second, or maybe he could help me out with this, and ask him what he think about the documentary. It could be pseudo. Uh, I'm just
No, I
interested.
told you I started looking it up, and can you hear
Yeah,
me?
but I can't read your mind. I need the facts. So when
I
I'm just
feel
trying
you. I
to just
understand that. I understand that. I'm gonna go deeper into it now that I'm gonna go deep into it
okay,
because
bring it
if
back
you
up. But the community of skeptics is here. God Killer, shout out to God Killer. God Killer did an excellent piece on what happened onto the thing that I can't talk about uh, on this
On this
show.
show. Yeah, don't talk about it.
But I could talk about the God Killer on his show, that he expertly took a look at the thing that I can't talk about on this show.
You funny. What's going on, man? How y'all brothers doing? What's up, Reggie the champ? Yo, what's up with you?
good,
Hey man, I'm moving. I'm doing different things. Uncle Keck, I'm
Mm.
trying to get my name, my good name back.
You never
Uh,
lost it. You never lost it.
yeah, I know.
You gotta understand when you're in a championship fight, yo, there's gonna be wins and losses and bumps and bruises, yo. Simple as
Yeah.
that. And so at the end of the day, I mean, all you can do is your best, yo. You put your best foot forward. You did your thing, and nobody can take that away from you. So at this point, yo, we spoke your cigar and enjoying your victory. 2-1 to the champ, yo. It's simple. Like I said, you're a sore winner.
craziest thing ever, bro. You supposed to enjoy that. Yeah, the naysayers can't get up there and do what you did. So, at this point, yo,
Never that.
I would just retire or go beat them up again. Simple as that. So, I mean, look, man, I seen it with my
Well, I
own
was talking about a
eyes.
whole nother. You seen it with your
You
own
know?
eyes, Unc? I wish you
Yeah, I
was
seen it
there,
with my
man.
own eyes, and then I seen something that I had never seen before in 20 years of debate. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. 20 years. My first one was thanks to you coming on trial.
That's
And I
correct.
ain't never seen nobody take people slides in a debate and then do what they couldn't do during the debate. Meaning, if you seen all them mistakes, you supposed to take care of that in the ring. You can't say when you get out the ring, well, I could have hit it with the left if I'd have moved it. That don't make no sense. The fight is over with, sir. If I could have, would have, should have. Yeah. New rules, knew that. I don't respect that. I've been around for 20. I've never seen such rule changes, such made up ideology around the whole debate. What I seen was you get in there, you do what you do, and let the people decide. Let the people have their voice. So the people had their voice, and it is what it is. You can't re-debate the debate without you being there, Reggie. I've never seen such. It's a travesty, and it's funny to me. That's how you know you put the stake on the I. Think about that, yo. It's a rule out there. The first person that actually read debates and try to prove literally they won by taking slides from other people. People, if you didn't pay for it, you shouldn't even see them slides. Huh. First person to do that, you feel like somebody got with you. That's what you feel like, because you're doing that. You've never seen me do such a thing. Once it's
Oh
over
no.
with, once it's over with, y'all can say what y'all want to say. I know I went in there and gave my best, and I taught somebody something in that night. I know I did. Whether you agree
That's
with it or not, it's on you. Yeah.
that's what we try to do. That's in fact what we try to do. And what we do is uh uh to prove it, we keep teaching.
Keep
We keep
teaching.
we keep teaching. We keep teaching and let the people. But all I can just say is that uh our community
Great debate,
is
though. It's a good
yeah.
debate, though, bro. From both sides. Jabari did an admirable job. He got up off the canvas and with some trickery, he threw the dust in your eye. You know how you get knocked out when he threw the thumb in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Craziest thing ever, yo. But hey, champ do what they do. Yeah, I mean, he did what he had to do, and I that's why I said it was one of our better debates, man. Very educational, right? If y'all hadn't act like plumb fools, which y'all both did, his is more ego, yours is more just being mad, yo. So, hey, man, I
Well,
appreciate
but
both of y'all, but I appreciate you though, bro,
but
because you
that's the whole
did
point.
what they didn't think you could do. See, I knew it was coming. When you read that prompt, when you read your thing that you put together, I keep forgetting what's it called.
My
When you
script.
read your script, I said, "Damn, Reggie, I wouldn't fight that way, yo." But that was kind of good. Remember I said that?
Yeah, you was like, I don't know. It seems unorthodox,
Unorthodox, bro. But
right? But
man, it was clear. I understood it.
right. And
I said,
and and
"Man,
and I can, and because it was a script, I could go back and I can show.
yeah,
And I think that
yeah, mhm,
maybe you could put the script in a PowerPoint, but
yeah,
in these days, I do think now that you have to because it helps you stay on point. Because there's
yeah."
always these little bumps in the roads and distractions, but you got to know how to stay on script.
Yeah, he got you off for a minute with the slander, with the wild slander, the 80-year-old woman. Got you off your thing for a minute. That's allowed him to get off
Yeah,
to get off the canvas, yo.
yeah,
So
but I
I
never
ain't
seen
mad at him
anything
for
like
that.
that.
I ain't mad at him for that. I just never seen nothing like that before.
Well, I wasn't expecting anything like that.
It
Normally in
it
debate
got you,
stuff.
boy. And then he settled back into the debate. You was still mad about that. You was still talking about. I said, Reggie, don't shut the hell up, because you was doing such a great job of teaching us. And you know, I don't give niggas credit, not unless you really earned it. You earned it. I could clearly see how the Egyptians would take certain things literal, yo, in their world. I could clearly see it. It was clear and easy to follow. Easy to follow, bro. I understood how existence to the Egyptian meant literal. I learned that in the debate. You feel me?
Yeah,
For something to exist, it has to be literal. You
that's
can't
correct.
exist and not be real and literal. How do you exist on earth and not be literal? So,
Right. It's their
so you gave us a
domain.
look into the Egyptian mind. We for the first time in a long time, for the first time in a long time, we had a insight and a look into their mind of indigenous Africans. We seen how they think. We didn't get the new age, the power forces, power forces, symbol. No, no, we seeing how ancient people thought. And I thought that was masterful, yo. So sometimes you bring the best out of each other. Y'all brought the best out of each other, yo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I
And
feel like
you just won it.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I feel like it's both ways, bro. You did.
Oh, it
That's
is.
why
It was. It was.
you know,
Correct.
I feel like it's both ways. I feel like,
It was.
you know, like from the things that I've heard about the debate, unfortunately I couldn't watch it. I normally
Oh,
watch
so
all the
then
debates.
stop.
You gotta
So
stop.
No,
no, you gotta stop right there.
no,
No,
wait. From the things I've heard from you and from him is
I never talked
similar.
about it. I never went through
I'm
my
talking about
debate.
the things. I'm talking about when you did presentations after the debate.
He ain't did no presentation,
And
have no debate on that, yo.
I'm talking about when he come on speaking about the debate,
Oh,
and he's speaking of,
But I didn't
I'm
go
not
into the
saying,
debate.
yeah,
I
he ain't
didn't
doing
but
go
that.
that's what
into
I'm saying.
I didn't go into my
But I have
information.
an idea.
Yeah, you
I've
said I
been,
did
I've
it. I
been,
use this
you've been
information. I use
teaching,
veg information.
bro. You've been teaching for so long. Like I have, I've been listening and listening and learning from you, man.
No, I'm
You
saying I
did,
use veggie material. That's what you must have heard from.
yeah.
Reggie didn't use his
Well,
material. I used it.
but it was it to me. I wasn't there. To me, it was like whoever presented themselves and presented the information the
Say,
best
say it was
won
both.
it. The one to fight.
So you said it was both
Because
ways.
I don't
You
have
said it was both ways, right?
yeah, because to
What
be
What you mean
honest,
by both
to
ways?
be
Watch
honest,
this. What you mean both ways? What you mean?
because to be
Uh,
honest,
uh.
we wasn't living 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, correct. Of
And
course.
then, but then at the same time, I
Mhm.
feel like I feel like the meta nature haven't even been deciphered
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
that.
You out the game. Yeah, you out the
Okay,
game.
See, that's what I'm
meta.
saying. I'm
Yeah,
out the
you
I'm
out the
out the
yeah, you
game.
out the
Yeah,
game. You out the
meta, you
game.
really out the game. I'm
You
gonna
just
see
killed
you in
yourself
another
for no
show.
reason.
Once you say
But
that,
I'm talking about.
you gotta go.
He was doing good, yo. Put him back on
I'm,
that, man. He was doing good.
no,
Put
I'm
him back.
closing it. I'm getting ready to close the show.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
killed
listen to
himself.
you. Meta nature ain't been deciphered, and that's what
Yeah,
we feel about it.
yeah,
Okay.
you gotta get out the game. It's something you don't understand. It's
Yeah.
craziest thing ever, yo. You know what, yo? If the metadata had not been deciphered, you clearly showed the Rosetta Stone and
Oh yeah.
how the God, they them Greeks thought their gods was literal too. And you show how it was a one for one. Like that's Egyptian, that's it. Egyptian,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the Greek
Theos
thing.
in Greek, and
Hmm.
it's Netter and Demotic
Hmm.
and Meta Netter.
But you only
But
know that because it was deciphered. And right there on the Rosetta Stone, which was an
right.
ancient key to understanding. That's how they did it. They looked to that, right? Because you had the translation in Greek and hieratic and hieroglyphic. So right there, yeah, the Rosetta Stone was key. Yeah,
Yeah.
it all said the same thing. Yep, that was key. So I mean, I don't know why a person can talk about Egypt and not know that it was their literature That's why that's why the debate was so important, because we know the Egyptians do their literature. Not only do they literature, by proper context of their literature.
Oh, they
That's why I
explain.
always fought so hard about them calling themselves black, because I understood that they that wouldn't have been the context for them. Right? That wasn't their concern. That's an African American concern. That's not their concern. Ain't nobody in their world but them looking like them. You know what I'm saying? And they showed it on the wall. They showed the different clans on the walls, yo. They showed it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so
through different generations, all the way till they became the Ptolemies, right? From the time the indigenous people to the Ptolemies, and the Ptolemies become indigenous, right? But they don't change. They
mm-mm.
don't change until the Arab
Yeah, they don't
period.
change.
They don't change their belief system because
Right.
Manetho is talking to a Greek audience.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but listen, we try to learn, Unc, and some of us we try to teach, and
Your man said the Metanet ain't been. Well, how the hell they know anything about Egypt? You don't know.
exactly. So that's why he got to go. And he says, "Wow, once you say something like that, I can't continue.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't talk
headache
to
at that.
Walter
It's a headache
Williams.
at that point, yo. Yeah, you
Yeah,
ain't you
he
ain't
said
seen the
just because I
debate.
disagree with you, you kick me off. The
Nah,
whole
nah,
world
nah. Kick
disagrees.
you off because it's your ignorance. You get kicked
Yeah, the
because
whole
everybody,
world.
because the whole world know that it's crazy. Yeah, you can't even talk about Egypt. How do you know the word? How you know it's Egypt? How you know the word Egypt came from Hecapata? You only know this because they deciphered it, and it's coherent. The decipherment was coherent. If they did it wrong, you wouldn't be able to make no sense out. How do you know when the reign of a king, yo? How would you know about the Nubians? How you know that the Egyptians attacked the Nubians? By just staring at the fucking pyramids? Stare
Oh
at the
yeah, by
pyramids long
touching
enough.
walls.
Yeah, touch the walls and stare at it. And then you know that they attack. No.
But worse, Unc. I don't know if Meta is his real name or he using an Egyptian word. Meta, his name, the brother name is Meta, right?
How about the oldest treaty on planet? The first and oldest treaty you can find in the United Nations building is between the Hittites and the Egyptians.
Yep.
One written in Egyptian, the other written in Hittite. They both sides said they won. And the only reason we know both sides said they won, because they could read the Hittite language and they could read the Egyptian language.
And
That's evidence. Google that. Everybody listen, Google that.
The Hittite language was deciphered. You see, that's the craziest thing, right? Everything else, my Hebrew, how can I say all of these stuffs are deciphered or deciphered languages, right?
The Olmec shit not, and the Nubian shit not.
Well, no, but the stuff that we use.
The
So
stuff we
with the
use.
Meroe script and stuff like that, we still don't understand it, right? Because we don't know we don't have the code yet. We
No, I
have
don't know.
partial, right?
We don't got it. We don't got the Rosetta Stone. We don't got that.
We don't have a triliteral biliteral script.
Well, that's the only reason we know these right now, yo. We still wouldn't know about Egypt if they hadn't found that, bro. Share love. Yeah, but you can't. But listen, African Americans can't keep saying that they've been walked away and went to his grave, teaching Egyptian history, all the while saying the thing that you would know the history from has not been deciphered.
Right, but and
Wow.
he's using deciphered words.
Yep.
Like how do
Crazy.
you
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So that's the craziest thing in the world. So he's using words like Kemet, right? He's using deciphered words, but then he
Yeah.
said it's not deciphered.
Yeah.
And I've had the pleasure of talking to Walter Williams 3 times, and he's an elder, and he loved talking to me. By the way, he. That's the funny thing is Walter Williams, loved talking to me. He didn't talk to the other people. He loved to get up in the morning and say, "Son, find brother Reggie. I want to bust him up." But
Yeah, we did it on the show. Remember, we did it on the show. He was like, you don't know what you're talking about me. Remember that?
yeah,
Remember that show? Laughing.
yeah.
I was like, come on, y'all. I was like, come on, man. I say, how you know the history then? Right? He's like, Reggie don't know what he's talking about. Leave. You got that from Reggie.
But you know what? In his last days,
Oh,
he was talking to people like you and me. He wasn't talking to the people that that are his fan base. He didn't want to talk to them because there was nothing to talk about. He wanted to get Ankh. He wanted to get Brother Reggie. And a lot of the other Meta Ninja.
Who down and wrote that book? The Unwrong Squad wrote that book in response to him. He loved that. He loved that. He appreciated that.
Oh yeah, he want to fight.
But he appreciated it though.
Oh yeah, because he want to fight. That kept him alive. Not people that regurgitators.
Yeah.
And worst thing is to do is for somebody to regurgitate, to think that they regurgitating what you say and mess up.
And mess it up.
He like, right, you messing up my stuff. Shut up. I'm the teacher. He wanted to talk to the people who are different from him. You know, like in the old days, Walter Williams was a great debater. He had the Hebrews in the room, the Christians in the room, and he was a feisty dude, right? And he wanted to come back to the past, and he thought he could do that with you. He thought that he could do that with me, and he's using old dictionaries and stuff like that. And we're like,
fastball slowed down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, fastball slowed down, boy.
But we in the history books because we actually talked to him, right? They're not in the history book, and some of the hooba boobas with the fancy titles and the new age hooba boobas and all of that.
Right.
They would never be able to survive with Walter Williams ever, huh?
Eat him up. Eat him up.
Yeah.
Eat him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like. I can't. It's hard to be on a panel with a person talking about Egypt and then say this shit ain't been deciphered. I can't do it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna argue with you. You could be upset with me.
I think
ask you for sources. The minute I ask you for sources and you on your phone, I can't carry the show. That means I gotta listen to you, and I'm trying to look.
Hey, yo. Imagine a person giving you English American history, but claim that we had not deciphered English.
I can't do that.
Really. Imagine a world like that. You would think that person to be an idiot. You'd be like, sir, you are a blooming idiot. We understand that the United States has presidents because we can read their written language. That's why we understand American history, because we go to the history books. We go to the history.
And the letters are symbols, right? So you know, in this world, if there's any symbols, it can't be literal. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, a symbol is about a symbol because you can't bring the sun to earth, so you make a symbol of the sun or earth.
Here's the thing: is watch this. This is the craziest thing. Respectfully, you can't speak of the dead. We speak of Dr. Clark all day. We speak of Dr. Joseph.
Somebody said what? Somebody said what?
Respectfully, Brother Reggie, you can't talk about the
Yes,
dead.
you can. You keep the dead alive by speaking their name. Yo, get out of here with that.
I hear the craziest things. All of these authors, we know George Washington, goddamn, Thomas Jefferson.
All of them dead. All of them dead.
Goodness gracious, man.
We talk about them respectfully. So don't talk about the dead. We talk about the dead. We talk about the dead because we talked to the man when he was living. So we celebrating him living when he was living.
Look, there's a videotape. There's videotapes of my conversations, Aunt's conversations. Go watch the conversations and then say.
Then you can say he was dead. So what the hell's going on? So just because he was living, just because he died, don't mean you can't say we said he was wrong when he was living. I ain't saying nothing behind his back. Wrote a whole book saying he was wrong. Why he was living. A whole book. A whole book. You get out of here, yo. You ain't talking to the average people, yo. This ain't average, I'm talking. When you was living, you wrong, sir. As a matter of fact, I done told all that. So you know, I mean, you never know when you're gonna die. I could die before them. But my point is
Right.
this though: if I am left and they gone before me, I can say I told James Smalls he was wrong.
Oh,
I
you
can say
did.
that.
Yeah, you did.
Right, I ain't wait till the nigga died to say it.
Yeah.
You get the point? I ain't wait till none of them. Everybody
Right.
else scared to death, not me. Nah, y'all wrong. Y'all wild. Evolution is not only a fact. The people that you claim I should be reading, Dr. Ben and Shiak Diop, recognize that same truth. Y'all tripping. No.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
just not gonna put a curse word on his name. That was just accidental. But I wouldn't.
Well,
I
let's see. They
that
curse too though. Yeah, like they weren't cursing.
well, they do. They
I
do.
do. I'm talking
They
to me.
do.
I'm talking
Yeah.
to me
No.
though.
No. That's the thing. Huh? No. That's true. That's true.
I'm true.
Yeah. They are not. Dr. Ben cursed like a sailor.
All
Right.
day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, the Dr. Clark would probably
Plus more than
go.
me.
He'd call you a damn fool.
Yeah.
He'll call you a damn fool in public and ruin your career,
In
bro.
front of everybody.
Yeah, he'll call you a damn fool. You don't know what you're talking about. But that's as far as he goes. Dr. Ben will curse you out like a sailor. Dr. Jeffries, I got his tape. I got to give you. I got to put up this tape where Dr. Jeffries had that a conversation with what's this guy? He's a Christian. He comes on every now and then, but Dr. Jeffries tore him up. You see, people think Dr. Jeffries was a nice guy. He was a nice guy, but if you wasn't listening, I got this tape to show you how an elder deal with somebody with a pseudo. It's a master class, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a master class. And so these people, they create myths about our elders that don't exist. But you and I did talk to Dr. Walter Williams. I call him Dr. Walter Williams. You can call him Walter Williams. But we did talk to them. Who else did Unc talk to? Unc was on his way to talk to Dr. Ben, but missed his flight. So sad about that. Let me see. Yeah, and then everybody else talked about. He had that show, Nikki Love. He talked to Dr. Ricchetti early, huh?
Early. Ain't nobody. I got the interview that nobody got.
Early. You should have
Early
gave that to me for the debate, man.
Early in the game. When she said the net was real and literal.
Oh man, you should have gave that. You said, oh man, I don't look. It's all right.
Man, they took it off. They took it off of Blog Talk, yo.
They did?
Yeah, they took the whole site down. Couldn't get all that shit off of me, yo. I got what I could get. I don't think I got them.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna. Maybe there's a way back machine that we could find that. Right?
Might be.
Yeah, but what's new for you? You know pretty much where I am. What are your thoughts post debate and your work? What are you working on? What are you and the pseudo killers and community of skeptics working on?
The new age shit. We're going to bust out the new age shit.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Yeah, because you got. I can't even talk about the Mighty Hebrew, man. He's a degenerate, yo. I don't even talk about him, yo.
Yeah.
But he promoting the new age stuff. All of them is, yo. All the pseudos, Rich and them, all of them. They pseudos.
Oh yeah.
Teaching bad white people information at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's $1 million. It's $1 million racket.
Yeah, it's a racket.
But listen, I don't have powers like you on this platform, so I can't say nothing. But belief. Belief is a multi-trillion-dollar business.
Agreed.
Right? Belief.
I said agreed.
Controlling people's belief in religion, UFOs, tarot cards. Somebody is more important to somebody else. Decipherment. Then when you criticize them, you're one of those people. You criticize them, and then it's like you hate it. And then when they hurt, They said, "Well, why didn't you warn us?" Man, I warned you 1,000 times, bro. Huh? Right? Like you couldn't tell somebody who was close to Dr. York anything bad about Dr. York. You couldn't tell anybody close to Elijah Muhammad anything. You couldn't give them constructive criticism. You can't give Minister Louis Farrakhan constructive criticism. You can't criticize. Once you criticize, they put hands and boots on you, right? It's not open. It's not open to criticism. You criticize one of these new age people, you're done. Not done. But you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know, you're outcast, you're blackballed, you're shush, right? But this particular show of this woman showing that an early European that didn't look like the typical European story, nobody's criticizing her. That's crazy.
What?
Yes. And maybe it should be criticized. That's why you're on the show. You're going to take a look at it and you're going to say, it's not enough information. Where's the study? I'm not buying that. And that's fine. But most of the people, our people look at that and they're like, oh, it's Europeans, right? Oh, man. Wow. It must be true.
Oh, well, I got to look at it. I ain't looked at it. I just typed it.
Yeah. Oh. So, listen.
See how the chant was doing. See how the chant was doing.
Oh yeah, well, thank you. I'm gonna
see if the swelling. See if the swelling went down in your hands. I know you swelled your knuckles up.
Yeah.
The debate. I know your hands was a little swollen. You wasn't missing.
No, there was some combos. But look, man, if I had. Look, everybody knows that Brother Reggie is not a good articulator. So that's why they thought I was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I had a script on.
You tricked them.
Right?
You know what's funny, Reggie?
What?
And Jabari lied and said, "Yo, that you ain't source your paper. It wasn't the paper. If y'all can take anything from what I say, that man ain't write the paper, yo. That man wrote a script. Yo. That's not a paper, yo." Yo, so the fact that they claim you ain't sourced your paper right.
Yeah, my script. They
it's
didn't source
script,
my
yeah.
My presentation. Mm-hmm. Why can't it be all of that? Why got to be what other people say it is? Why can't it be really that I came to a debate and I read a script because I already knew I didn't have to go from slide to slide because I already know the format, right? So why can't it be that, right?
It was that.
Why can't people study what I said? Like you came on and you talked about existence in a particular domain. If those people believe that it existed in that domain. That's not objective, that's subjective. But then you can't come back and say they didn't believe in what they believed. I can't do that, man. Huh?
Hey, bro, I put it in ChatGPT. ChatGPT said, "This is what you're trying to say," and it makes sense.
Yeah.
The professor said it doesn't make sense. The professor said it doesn't make sense. Before I put it in ChatGPT, I say, "This is what he's saying right here." I said, "Let's see who right." I heard what Jabari said. Jabari said it's a dumb sentence. You need to learn how to read. He said that. He said you can't learn how to write and read. It's stupid. And he laughed at ha. I said, wait a minute, that was perfect when he write. I said, let me put in ChatGPT. I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm saying to me. I put in ChatGPT and the shit said just what I said. Damn yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Well, we live in a world where people think they're smarter than they are. And they think that they're the only one. Well, it didn't work out like that. That's history. People can repaint it, but you did a master class. Everybody go to Community of Skeptics and look at the last show I think that Ankh did. It's a master class of new rules.
How to get your shoot online.
Yeah. It's a master class. And There's going to be more. I have my own channel that unfortunately I have to dust off, and I have to add stuff, and I'm going to be highly critical. But I'm not moving on. But now what we're going to deal with at some point is that if Kemet gods, if they are called gods or deities or divinity, if they're not literal, then nothing in African culture is literal. That's my next point. My next point is I'm gonna start writing. So the Ife, the Ama, and the Dogon, the Abosom, the South African deities, or if they're none of them are literal, then if they're not literal, then what are they? Stay tuned on my channel because I got like 4 topics that I am going to do on that. I just can't do it on this channel. But
Yes, you can.
no, I can't. I can't. Bro, I can't, man.
Yeah.
I cannot.
You just can't be stupid.
No,
You can shoot a
can't.
person. You just gotta know that you can't shoot them in front of the police.
Yeah, well, I don't.
You try to shoot people right in front of the police, broad daylight.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And then you're gonna tap the police before you do it. Hey, look, I got this gun. They gonna take the gun, yo.
I know, but but I'm not the type of person, and neither are you, right? To hide my hand. Like what Inky did was hide his hand. He tried to come out with some theory, the standing wave, and all of this stuff. And I'm not talking about that Jesus Christ. I'm talking about the standing wave. But shout out to Inky, huh? I'm talking about the standing. I'm talking about the standing wave, and I'm like, huh?
The what? The what?
We're talking about quantum physics in a debate with esoteric metaphysical expert, right?
Well, the 2 pseudos debating at that point.
Right, and nobody checked nobody's sources. Right? Because a lot of debates are just people's ideas. But Uncle Keck, when he debated those Europeans on the possibility of a next viral or bacterial breakout, it was all checkable facts. They knew it. They didn't say you wrong about that. They just ignored it. And guess what? Because they ignored it, people died.
Oh man, they ignored it before the. I had them before the pandemic. That was some. Was that divine luck?
And they was taking red algae. They was taking red algae.
That's divine suspect, yo. He had niggas taking the red algae, yo. He was tripping. He said that in the middle of a debate. You can take the red algae. I was like, what, yo?
But you get it from those people. So that wasn't his original idea. He got it
from the crazy nuts.
Right. And the crazy nuts you was debating. These are the people that said, no, it's homopathic. You got to take you don't need to wear a mask. You need to take this herb and you're going to be all right. It's all right. Yo, you can smoke weed. You can smoke weed and you can pass. Yo, keep puffing weed and cigarettes and busting it down during the COVID. Huh? And you don't have to wear a mask. You won't get it. Huh?
Yeah, people was, look, man.
Yeah.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Dangerous. I said dangerous.
Yeah, well, people died. So one thing about it is, if people listen to you, you save lives. People
they could have saved lives.
People don't know. I was the first person to take the COVID shot. I took it before anybody.
I don't believe you. I don't know how you managed that.
Yeah,
you mean in your neighborhood?
Yeah, because people. Listen, I was in the Bronx. It was part of the what do you call it? The epicenter, the Bronx and New Rochelle. It started around
James Smalls was. James Smalls in New Rochelle.
Right. So there was so it started around there, and one of the big places was Costco. Well, there was a synagogue, and then everybody shopped at Costco. Now I live 10 minutes away from New Rochelle, so it hit the Bronx bananas. Like you ain't never seen a meat truck in your life with human beings. A coal truck, bro. Right, stacked up with black bags. Right, that's what was happening at Jacoby Hospital, man. And I'm like, in my building, in the paper where I live, my building had the largest amount of cases in my whole complex. In my building. So 10 or 11 people in my building passed away. Right? I mean, they had a truck outside of my building just for bodies. So I was like, so what they did was the elected official says, because I live in the largest housing complex in America, what they did was they paid special attention. So what they did is the politicians started vaccinating, allowed us to be vaccinated first.
Yeah.
So I walked in there, and they said I ain't fill out the application. I said, okay, fine. I ain't fill out the application, but you're gonna give me that needle.
He said you ain't going nowhere.
You're gonna give me that needle, bro. Huh?
What did he say? What did he say? Go ahead.
Now they was fighting me. I said, no, whatever you giving those people, I want the same needle. Huh? Yo, it was so bad, I was like, yo, you can stick me with somebody else's needle.
Oh, wow.
I'm joking. But you're gonna give me that needle. And so you know what they did?
What?
They gave me that needle.
They was like, all right, they understood, didn't they?
I said, I'm not playing with y'all.
Yeah, don't play with me, man. I don't gotta fill out no damn application, man. Stop it.
And then there's elders. I can't mention elders who caught COVID.
Yeah.
And they was listening to the homeopathics.
Yeah.
And they already had pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing conditions.
I got pre-existing, but I'm gonna be homeopathic.
Yeah, you shit.
Wait, you went to the doctor. You went to the doctor for your pre-existing conditions, but you can't do it, bro.
The doctor let you know you had because you had shit going on with you.
Right, especially when you're 70, 80 years old. You and you got a chance to survive, and it might not get you immediately, but you might have some long-term issues. So all I want to say about that, at the end of the day, you did that debate at the right time.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I did it before the pandemic came. The month when the pandemic was here, ain't nobody know it. The COVID was in the room. And I said, it's not a matter of if another pandemic goes, it's a matter of when. Like I was a prophet or something in that motherfucker.
I was going to the museum and Asians had masks on. And everybody else in the museum didn't have it. And it looked just so strange to see people walking around with masks on. Because the Asians already knew it was coming. Yeah.
I don't know if they knew, but they knew. Well, Asians been wearing masks though. Whenever they get a cold or something.
Right. See, they knew about science, about contagion. They're coming from Asia, China, right? Places like that. And they're coming to New York. Oh, you've been to New York. New York is the slime capital of the world. You've been on our trains, right?
Yeah, of course. We go to say, how you think we get around New York, bro?
So if you go on our trains, you're in a closed, confined environment.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
You understand?
You're done. Stick a fork.
You on this train that's going like 30, 40 miles an hour, rocking on these rails. You got to hold on to something, right?
Yeah, you done. They never closed the subway down, did they? During COVID?
No.
Yeah, you was done.
No, we just wore gloves. See, now we got smart. So then we go and we buy boxes of gloves at an all-time high. So a box of gloves gonna cost you $15, $20, bro. Right? So we bought gloves and we bought masks, right? And how can I say? And then it's just general hygiene, right? Then we had that with the stuff that you put in your hands, the spray,
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hand sanitizer.
You know what's spectacular about the whole thing? The COVID ain't went nowhere.
No.
People don't even realize that. It ain't went nowhere.
No.
Yeah, it ain't went nowhere. Just like the flu ain't went nowhere. And you know what I said? I said, it's gonna become a point where we're gonna get comfortable with a certain amount of COVID deaths. And that's now. So people are still dying from COVID, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, but they dying from the flu too. So
And they dying from the flu too. Yep. You know you can get vaccinated.
That they would take a flu shot and they wouldn't take a COVID shot. I don't understand that, bro. Huh?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I mean, they would go to the doctor for the most ridiculous type of things, and they would take pills, they would take shots, but all of a sudden, I'm not going to take that one.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know, man. Reggie, I'm getting off here, man. You 3 hours in, bro.
Hey, thanks for joining me, everybody. Hope you had a good time. And keep watching Community of Skeptics. I'll be on Black News 102, and I'll be on Africa Online. And keep watching in space. And I'll just put up my if anybody wants to buy me lunch money, because lunch money is the big thing now, right? I'll put up my Cash App. You can find me at this. You can find me here. Let me just see right here. Let's see. Nope. Anyway, my lunch money, because that's a big thing now. Brother Reggie's lunch money. Okay. You know, you got memes for that, right? So it should be popular. So here you go, right here. I wish you would have put the lunch money meme on the thing. My Cash App. Reginald Mabry. So good night. Hope everybody has a good time. If you come on the show, please bring sources. Like you can't say you on your phone want to talk about something for 10 minutes and you can't even go on your phone. Like they think we're stupid. If you're on your phone, you could go to the link and put the link in. Am I wrong? Okay. It's late at night. Watch Community of Skeptics. Unc got a great show. And look out for what I'm going to do. Right?
All right, brother. Okay. Peace.
Thank you so much. So my Cash App is Reginald Mabry, $1 Reginald Mabry. A $5 donation would be great. Don't give me a $1 donation. Can't do nothing with that. You can look up $1 Reginald Mabry. And I just wanted to show you what's popular. And so you could debunk it or whatever the case. Yeah. So I want to say good night. Thanks. Let me go find this song that Nana A Pseudo did. And he's gonna come back off of vacation in September. He's gonna do a show, and that would be amazing. So where is this song? And I want to thank y'all for coming, and I want to thank y'all for those who support me for the work that I've been doing, the visible work that I've been doing over that you've seen over 15 years, but earlier than that. So let's play this and say goodnight. Okay, where is it? Here you go. Here.
When the truth hits the track, we attack on track. On the regurgitators, recycled lines, they be dragging no ghosts through the same tire rhymes. We bring fresh ink, sharp focus, and the patient grind. Every bar got the backbone, every hook got a spine. Die, homie, in the distance, we respect the old crown, but we write our own chapter. We don't copy the sound. Melancholy in the the blood, still we stand upright. Cause the heaviest hearts make the brightest night. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth is the track, we attack on track. Say my name like a banner, let it ride through the air. Dr. Reggie and the scholars built from struggle, didn't care. King J, Hardwin, Bobby Banger in the light. Immortal dragon with us and we won't lose the fight. Dr. Reggie in the room, got the chalk and the flame. Young scholars in the game, and we coming for the name. King J with the vision, Hardwin in the frame. Immortal dragon, breathing wisdom, we don't circle, we engrave. Bobby Banger in the building, heavy steps, loud truth. Every line cut clean like a blade in the booth. We were built from the pressure, from the weight and the doubt. Now the whole squad rise when the bass knocks out. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth hits the track, we attack on track. Waging war on the regurgitators, recycled lines. They be dragging no ghosts through the same tired rhymes. We bring fresh ink, sharp focus and the patient grind. Every bar got the backbone, every hook got a spine. Die homie in the distance, we respect the old crown. But we write our own chapter, we don't copy the sound. Melancholy in the blood, still we stand upright. Cause the heaviest hearts make the brightest night. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth is the track, we attack on track. Say my name like a banner, let it ride through the air. Dr. Reggie and the scholars built from struggle, didn't care. King J, Hardwin, Bobby Banger in the light. Immortal dragon with us and we won't lose the fight. Dr. Reggie in the room, got the chalk and the flame. Young scholars in the game, and we coming for the name. King J with the vision, Hardwin in the frame. Immortal dragon, breathing wisdom, we don't circle, we engrave. Bobby Banger in the building, heavy steps, loud truth. Every line cut clean like a blade in the booth. We were built from the pressure, from the weight and the doubt. Now the whole squad rise when the bass knocks out. We are the young scholars. Let the signal go from the dark to the dawn. Let the whole world know. No more echo chambers, no more empty pride. We turn pain into power and we march with the tide. We are the young scholars. Under pressure we shine with the fire in the mind and the rhythm in line. Dr. Reggie at the front and we don't step back. When the truth hits the track, we attack on track. Waging war on the regurgitators, recycled lines. They be dragging no ghosts through the same tired rhymes. We bring